Ladies and gentlemen, Washington Examiner, President Trump's approval at Gallup highest, better than predecessors. This is after or during the tail end of a pandemic that Democrats are blaming solely on Trump. Media has been blaming on Trump and just giving governors like Andrew Cuomo a complete free pass. But here, despite a wave of critical news coverage and Democratic... President Trump sits at his highest approval rate in the latest Gallup survey, and above where 4 of the last 6 presidents, including his previous predecessors, the last 2 presidents prior to President Trump, were at this point of the first term. Wow. After 2 weeks of bad news on the pandemic and economic front, Trump maintained his 49% approval rating. And his disapproval crept up just 1 point to 48% in the Gallup survey. Gallup said that Trump's approval is tied for the best of his presidency. If you look, Gallup, in May of 2012, President Obama was at 46%. Then June went to 47%, then back to 46% in mid to late June, and then July 45%. Trump is at 49%, people. He is at 49%. Higher than the last 2 presidents before President Trump. This is, and then you have Congress job approval is at 48%. He's even higher than Congress. And when Congress is trying to just bail out an economic catastrophe, well then yeah, its approval rating is going to go up. But generally, the average American does not blame Trump. Anything that happens, Democrats and media will blame Trump. Anything that happens, the average American does not. The average American will not blame President Trump. So this is really interesting. It kind of shows you have nonstop media. And by the way, to my super chat, thank you so very much, especially during this tough time. If you want to support my voice, I'm greatly appreciative. And it's greatly appreciated. And subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. I'll have a great segment. Ladies and gentlemen, cancer patient surgeries are being delayed. There's a link from Kaiser Health News. I'll read to you at H.A. Goodman's other channel. I talk about things that I don't usually talk about on this channel, on H.A. Goodman's other channel. So subscribe there. Bizarro World Goodman. I'll get that up and running again. I just, for some reason, lost my motivation for a moment, but I'll get something good up by tomorrow. And my articles in the Huffington Post, Hillary Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. That's in February of 2017. Please go ahead and share that article on Facebook. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Twitter. But if you're on Facebook or Twitter, share it. And my latest article in the Times of Israel, Hillary Clinton, not Biden, will be nominee. Eric H526. Hello, H.A. Hope all is well. Thank you. Thank you, Eric H526. Thank you, Luke St. Martin. Two of the best 2 moderators in all of YouTube. Give them a lot of love, people. But Eric H526, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Why is it, ladies and gentlemen, that Trump's approval rating is still at 49%? 49%, ladies and gentlemen. 49%. And all you hear every day is that he's horrible, he's a tyrant, he's a despot, he's an authoritarian, he's horrible, he's a monster, it's all his fault, everything he does is bad, and his approval rating is still up. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you when his approval rating is still up and all he gets is negative media coverage? That should tell everybody something. That should tell you that he's a pretty good president. So, he's a pretty good president when you consider just the maniacal, the rabid, maniacal way, the manner in which media paints Trump every single day. And that's why, like, the people who didn't vote for President Trump, who are Democrats, who always vote Democrat, who don't like Trump at all, they are not going to understand. They will be at a greater loss for words. They'll be at a greater loss for words this election than they were in 2016. In 2016, you saw people like, ah! In 2016, it was like, in 2016, it was like, oh my God, the Russians. Russia helped him. He couldn't have done it himself. In 2020, it's just, who knows how they're going to react. Like, I have no clue. It will be very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. We are heading towards the biggest sociological experiment of all time. Seeing how Democrats react. Seeing how Democrats react to Trump winning again will be very interesting. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. Do they regroup? Do they double down? Do they what happens? Nobody knows. Nobody knows how. Do you realize, ladies and gentlemen, that the closer it gets to November, the more pressure there'll be on the Democratic Party? The closer it gets to November, the more pressure they'll face. And it's funny too, because it's just like in baseball, the more you press, if you're up at the plate, and the more you're nervous and you're just pressing and you're just, or boxing, you're angry at your opponent. That's when you do the worst. When you're just pressing and trying to prove a point and trying to hit that home run, you're not going to hit the home. You're going to strike out, or you're going to hit a pop out, or pop fly, or that's the worst way. That is the worst way to handle things in sports. To be nervous and this is just like the biggest sporting event. So we don't have sports anymore, but we do have American politics. And it's, you know what it's like? It's like every day Trump just gets a game-winning touchdown. Like, media is up, Democrats are up, Hollywood's up by 15. By 21 points with 10 minutes left, and Trump just comes back, and they're like, no! How do you have your approval at 49%? Bill Abrams III! It's the G.G. Allen effect. Everyone hated him, but he still sold out shows. Bill Abrams, thank you. It's really interesting. Bill Abrams, thank you so very, very much, as always. Wow, that's right. That's right. That was, let's see. I have to do some reading on. I do remember. Bill Abrams the third. Thank you, Bill. It's just interesting that like they can't touch Trump. It's really interesting. They fabricated and set up and made up, all these horrible things that he did with Russia and all that. They found out that didn't happen. And all, it's just it will be very interesting. And also the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, you have a world now where Trump is trying to open up the economy and society. Democrats and media say, no, not so fast. There are cancer patients now that cannot get surgeries that are deemed elective surgeries. Bear away, SF. Why isn't she 50 points ahead? Can't wait for Hillary to accept nomination with Bubba Bill at her side. Yes. Bear away, SF. Yes. Thank you. Why isn't she? Why aren't I 50 points ahead? Thank you, Bear away, SF. Thank you. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. They might, They might wait till the day of the convention and then, oopsie, no more Biden as nominee. Guess we just gonna have to play by the rules. The rules say that, Clinton did get the second round vote or the first round vote or whatever round vote. Doesn't matter. The whole thing's a political machine, and I will be the only person to have called this out. Bear away, SF. Thank you. Be here, Bear away, SF, in November. It is going to be awesome. It is going to be awesome, Bear away, SF. What's happening with the Democratic Convention, by the way? Who cares? It's still on August 17th or 20th, which is the 18th is the ratification of the 19th Amendment. They're not going to go with Biden. They'll go with Hillary. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see who Biden picks for his nominee. Hillary Clinton, Warren, Kamala Harris. Who knows? Maybe Kamala Harris. Who knows? Maybe Hillary Clinton. Who knows? Who cares? It's all gonna be for the Democrats. It's all gonna be for Clinton's nomination. Democrats weigh options for summer convention. That's so funny. You know what? They should Hillary should speak with a mask. That'd be fantastic. For years, Joe Biden took the stage at the Democratic National Convention. This NPR article is funny. Now, mind you, NPR quoted me, and I was right, but the headline is statements that are on the wrong side of history. So, what I was allegedly on the wrong side of history because I said Clinton would lose swing states and she was unelectable, which was true. 538 in the same paragraph said that Trump wouldn't be GOP nominee. But here now, as Democrats plan to hold a convention that will nominate Biden, no, they're not nominating Biden. The chances that he'll bask in the same kind of scene this year seem ever more distant as the Democratic Party faces the possibility of a limited in-person presence or virtual gathering. It's unbelievable. Or it actually suits Madam Secretary perfectly because she doesn't have to, no protests. She'll just speak into the mic and, Bear away, SF, thank you. Brian Levy. Thank you, Brian. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi suggested last week in an interview with C-SPAN that Democratic National Committee Chair Tom should get a gigantic stadium and put people 6 feet apart. They're being consumed by their own madness, which is hilarious. You know what? It'll be interesting too. It'll be interesting too when Trump starts having rallies and speeches, and he's like, you know what? It's a party. And Democrats this person got, you know what? They're all gonna, you know what? Yeah. And then November, it'll be like, we lost again with Clinton. No. People, they have something up their sleeves. They're not just resting with this pandemic that, now you have bars in Wisconsin opened up. You have beaches in New York opened up. Life is slowly going to begin to be going back to normal. Of course, California is going to take 3 months till August. So if you live in a state that actually values the Bill of Rights or your safety, because you're making people unsafe by not allowing them to have surgeries, because they're calling everything now elective surgeries. And there's a shortage of masks. So now, the disruption to society, this will be viewed as the most irrational, illogical, counterproductive, possibly the most absurd, definitely the most absurd way of dealing with a pandemic. There is nothing about science here, unless you believe projections that are constantly revised downwards. After you get 30 million unemployed, after you have people, there are people who need surgeries now they're not elective surgeries, because these are cancer patients. Kaiser Health. Paul Browning, fight the good fight. Oh my goodness! Thank you so very much, Timothy 612. Thank you, Paul Browning. Thank you very, very, very much, Paul Browning. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul, very much. Hope all is well. Thank you for always watching. Be here in November, Paul, and everyone. Everywhere in Australia, throughout the world. Thank you, Paul Browning. Greatly appreciated. Machiavelli Reborn. Hey, H.A., what happened to your Second Amendment channel? Machiavelli Reborn. Okay, so that channel was basically H.A. Goodman's other channel. I've uploaded segments from that channel to H.A. Goodman's other channel, but I've created H.A. Goodman's other channel, which is all-encompassing, and it's. I'm going to have a great segment after this one about cancer patients and other people. 28 million 28 million surgeries around the planet have been postponed or canceled indefinitely. So basically, I talk about things on H.A. Goodman's other channel that I don't talk about, but the Second Amendment channel kind of morphed into H.A. Goodman's other channel. So I'm at over 15,000 subs there. But thank you for asking. Machiavelli Reborn, thank you. Thank you. Paul Browning. Thank you. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Greatly, 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 greatly appreciated. Thank you. Old school dad, man. And all the doom and gloom will be blamed on Trump. Yes. Paul, old school dad, man. Machiavelli Reborn. If you look at, if you watch this channel, you watch other channels, or you see things from the perspective of an aggregate viewpoint, you should probably say, okay, well, Trump is he's in a great position to win again. Democrats are powerless to just set up or frame Trump. They really don't have anything on Trump except condemning him. They just condemning President Trump for everything. Shutting down the entire American economy and society for a 0.2 to 0.1% mortality rate, according to Stanford. That is something that I don't understand. Paul Browning, thank you again. Machiavelli Reborn, thank you. Old School Dadman, thank you. Webby, did I miss Webby? Webby! Oh yeah, how sharp is Kayleigh McEnany? Yes, she's amazing. Webby, she's amazing. Diane Stewart, I love you, HA. Keep up the great work. Diane, thank you, Diane. Diane Stewart, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Your support is greatly appreciated. Diane, thank you for watching. Diane and Machiavelli Reborn and Old School Dadman and Paul Browning, thank you as always, Paul. Thank you. Be here, everybody, in November, because you look right now, and Biden loses 15 battleground states already. And he's not getting any better. Poll finds Trump ahead in 15 battleground states. He's not going to get any. The whole election is going to come down to 5 states: Michigan, Ohio, Florida, and Pennsylvania, and then pick a state, whether it's Wisconsin or Iowa. But really 4 states: Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida. Those 4 states. And then you could say Wisconsin. You win 4 of the 5. I mean, Wisconsin, who knows? I think that after all of this, it might go red. Who knows? I can't, look, you can't predict. I can't predict states, but I can tell you President Trump's going to win. The interesting thing, though, is that this is hilarious. Team Biden has a message for the haters. Look at the scoreboard. What? The campaign is pulling ahead in crucial states won by Trump. No, they're not. They're losing in 15 swing states. We're pulling ahead in Florida, Pennsylvania. Don't you love these public relations? And the Politico is a good publication. I don't understand the PR headlines. Team Biden has a message for the haters. Look at the scoreboard. Okay. And so here's the scoreboard. 15 battleground states. Poll finds Trump's... This is the Hill. Poll finds Trump ahead in 15 battleground states. So what is it about the scoreboard? Diane Stewart, thank you again. Paul Browning, thank you. Slick Boot 21. Tell me your one-time contribution policy. Thanks. Tell me your one-time contribution policy. Is that for Patreon? I'm not sure. This is just a one. I guess every super chat is a one-time contribution. Patreon, I believe, is a monthly contribution. It is a monthly contribution. Slickboot 21. Thank you. I hope I answered your question correctly. If I didn't, please ask the moderators, Eric H526 or Luke St. Martin, to then relay a message to me. Because when Eric H526 speaks, I listen. I mean, I listen to everybody here, but or Luke St. Martin. I see right here. I missed it. Arya Lee too. Okay, so hold on one second. I missed Arya Lee. We love you too, Arya. Thank you so very much. So Slick Boot 21. I hope I answered your question correctly. Diane, thank you. Paul Browning. Fight the good fight. Timothy 6:12. Fight the good fight of the faith. I didn't read the last part. Fight the good fight of the faith. Timothy 6:12. Thank you so very much, Paul. Thank you. Thank you so very much, Paul. So only Democrats would spin this. Poll finds Trump ahead of Biden in 15 battleground states. It is so going to be Madam Secretary. I have never seen the media prop up a politician like I have with Biden. I have never seen this ever happen. I have never seen this ever happen where this person is obvious. Just the other day, he said, what did he say? He wanted to talk about, he said 85,000 jobs lost. No, he's off by about 30 million. And Trump's calling Biden geriatric. Biden looks like Tales from the Crypt. He really does. Like the little comes out. A poll conducted by SSRS of 15 battleground states found former Vice President Joe Biden trailing President Trump by 7 to 8 points. Trump leads Biden in the poll across those states 52% to 45%. He's trailing by 7 points in 15 states. Biden focuses on Arizona. Okay. Biden focuses on Arizona's key election state. Okay. Kyrsten Sinema became senator after like a recount and then another recount and another recount. How is this is so funny. They'll never learn. Clinton was speaking in Arizona a week before she lost. They'll never learn. Arizona is fast becoming a central target of Biden's campaign. What? Okay. Okay. Biden already has a problem with enthusiasm. Now he wants to flip a red state. Let's look at 270 to win. When's the last time Arizona went blue? Let's just see. Arizona. Okay. The last time a Democrat won Arizona was in 1996. And from 1972 to 2016, it went Republican in 72, 76, and 80, 84, 88, 92, one time in 96. Then went Republican 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016. Why would Democrats think that Joe Biden would get enough people to turn out? Machiavelli reborn. I want Biden and the Democrats to lose, but we must keep the Republicans honest. The browser spy bill is messed up. It is. I agree with you. I agree with you. Machiavelli reborn. I agree with you, Machiavelli reborn. Biden focuses on Arizona as key election state. Washington, as Joe Biden struggles to build on his narrow lead in the industrial Midwest. When are people going to realize these polls are in large part influenced by overwhelmingly negative media coverage of Trump? Not just biased, like agenda-driven media coverage, where any quote he makes is like, he said drink Clorox, no! Any quote he makes is magnified beyond the point of reason or rational thought. Arizona is fast becoming a central target of the Biden campaign as Trump falters in the state. Trump's going to win Arizona. It certainly won't be Biden. Kirsten Sinema barely won. Barely. And she's a much better candidate than Biden in many ways, in every way. With suburban Republicans unnerved by his handling of the pandemic. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. One new poll even shows Biden losing among voters in the 15 swing states decided by 8 percentage points or less. The poll conducted for CNN. I am bullish about Arizona, her campaign chairman states. What is it with Democrats in Arizona? I don't get it. Why don't they just try to flip, like, Texas or... Oh, that's right. They are. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Bill Abrams, Biden is the guy for Poltergeist too. Bill, that was a good one. Bill, Agent Pepsi won. Dems actually believe their MSM tainted polls. Yep. Machiavelli reborn. I don't think it's Biden per se. I think it's Bloomberg issue. They are pouring money into Arizona. Yes, Machiavelli reborn. Yes, $1.2 billion in 3.5 months. Machiavelli reborn. $1.2 billion in 3.5 months. And you think about it. It's May, June, July, and then August. They'll be begging for Hillary. How do I know this? How do I know that Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee? Why am I the only person to say this? Hillary Clinton calls armed protests. Okay, I can't even say the word domestic, and then fill in the word. There's a book about Hillary just out the other day. Book Hillary. What if she didn't? What if Hillary had become president? What is that again? Even now, this is the author of the fiction book. Even now, I'm one of those people who can't bring herself to say, if Hillary Clinton had won the 2016 election, because to me, she did win. Yes! Yes! I love it! She received nearly 2.9 million more votes than Donald Trump. Yes, because she had overwhelmingly favorable media coverage. Trump was said to destroy the planet, which didn't happen. We had record low unemployment up until this pandemic, and he was the first president to step foot in North Korea. Began détente between North and South Korea, where President Moon Jae-in of South Korea stated that Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. And, I don't know, Clinton outspent Trump $1.2 billion to $600 million. She outspent him 2-1, and then she got 2.9 million more votes in California and New York. Big deal. So instead I say, if Hillary Clinton had become president, because, she won the presidency. If the outcome of the 2016 election had been different, finishing the sentences requires less finessing on my part, and it's perfectly clear. I would not have written a Hillary novel. Everyone, there's a Hillary novel. Go buy it. Buy the Hillary novel, people. Bill Abrams III. I'm in Arizona. Biden just ain't happening here. Bill Abrams. What do you mean? You're not going to go to the next Biden rally? Tron Nort. Love from Canada. Thank you, Tron, as always. H.A. Goodman, your voice is powerful. Your voice is as if you were pounding liquid velvet directly into my eardrums. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Tron Nort. Yes. Thank you. Paul Browning. Fight the good fight of the faith. Timothy 6:12, thank you so very much. Tron Nort, what a very kind statement. And thank you so very much, Tron. Thank you. Thank you. And Bill Abrams III, not since from 1972 to 2020, only once has Arizona turned blue. That's 1996. Tron, thank you very much. Very kind of you. Very kind. So they believe that Clinton did win. Yes, I need this mentality to take shape. Please believe this, everyone. In fact, Hillary did win. She's our real president. Not the Orange Menace monster, Julius Caesar. The worst, I sometimes you have to like hear people like, really? You're okay with Trump? Yeah, I'm okay with Trump. Great president on his own, and compared to Democrats, like one of the greatest ever. Compared to the Democratic Party, he knew in January. How do you know? An unnamed intelligence source. Oh, okay. That's. Tell us more about what unnamed intelligence sources say. Rick Bartlett. Thank you, Rick. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Rick Bartlett. Thank you. Very kind of you. Thank you, Rick. Greatly appreciated, Rick. Thank you. Rick Bartlett. Thank you so very much. Rick, Tron, Paul Browning. Thank you, Rick Bartlett. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, Rick, where do I have to continue reading this? My goodness, if Hillary had become president, I wouldn't have needed to, instead of watching in real time as our country becomes, what? A more racist, xenophobic, what? What world is this? Americans, how is that? I could go into Richard Grenell, for example. We can go and it says, she used other adjectives as well. I don't want to get into it. Let's see. Standing Rock. Do we have anything like Standing Rock? Could you imagine if Trump presided over that? Americans would have had a leader committed not just to equality among people. Yes, the people of Libya thank Hillary so much. And only one person used the word super predators to pass a crime bill that engaged in mass incarceration and put people away forever for marijuana, all that stuff. And it seems addressing climate change and okay, and healthcare, addressing this. Yes. She spent her entire life in politics, and nobody can name one signature policy from Clinton. Not one. Nobody can name a foreign policy achievement. What? Libya? Bush's never-ending quagmires that she voted for? What? Tell me the foreign policy achievement. And it seems equally unprovable and indisputable that a response to a pandemic would have been vastly different, science-based, measured, and compassionate. Cuomo said in March. Oh my God, no. Not only is Clinton going to run, they're going to worship her. Rick and Paul and Tron, they are going to worship her. Arya Lee, I will be worshiping also. just because I'm just going to try to egg them on. Yes, keep worshiping. Yeah, it's great. It's a giant statue. Keep worshiping. If you think they weren't duplicitous and disingenuous enough with believe, except when it's them, you just wait until they say, it's Clinton time. Because people say, well, how is it going to happen? How will they transfer? I don't see how it happens. Well, I don't know. Did you see where are the people screeching and yelling at the top of their lungs regarding believe? Those people are nowhere to be found. Why are those people nowhere to be found now? Those people are just nowhere to be found now. Okay? There's a reason for that. Because Democrats are just the biggest hypocrites on the planet. Oh my God. This is going to be so great. This is going to be so great. What if Hillary, look, if Hillary, if Biden picks Hillary, is a pre-party to my prophecy. It'll be the pre-party to the main party. That would be so awesome. Because then it's like, my ACL. When I can't get surgery because it's an elective surgery. There was an article in The Hill. Is Hillary Clinton angling to become vice president? She becomes vice president. We are a gigantic... Basically, it's my prophecy, and then the prophecy takes place in a million different ways. You know what? We need a first woman. Okay, I'll step aside. That is, Clinton or her team could be negotiating with former Vice President Joe Biden to join the ticket as vice president. She would add the gravitas, delegates, and eventually millions of votes needed to get them over the finish line. Yeah, right. Clinton will become nominee one way or another. Just a matter of time. Nobody is talking about the DNC communications director. Literally saying, yeah, you know what? Convention must happen. We're not officially... No, it's like nobody's talking about it. It's pretty unbelievable that in an age where it's the internet, the whole planet, the entire planet is open to knowing what's going on, that people don't like. The communications director literally said something the other day. Forget about it. But instead we live in this world. This is hilarious. Equally unimprovable and indisputable. But instead we live in this world, not that one. For my own sake, I did. You know one reason also that Hillary Clinton's going to become nominee? They need it to exorcise the demons of their election loss with another election loss. It's like this. How many times are you going to be like... How many times have you seen dysfunctional relationships where the couples never you see this a lot with younger couples where they never leave each other, but it's just horrendous. And they always get back together, always get back together, always get back together. Rick Bartlett, thank you. Paul Browning, thank you. That's Hillary and the Democratic Party, Madam Secretary. But instead we live in this world. Not that one. For my own sake, I did need to write a novel in which 2016 presidential election unfolded differently. I'm 44, and it was only a few years ago, after well over 3 decades of writing fiction, that I realized I have devoted much of my life to this creative act for 2 reasons above all. All right, writing Rodham was definitely an example of the latter, soothing myself. Plus, it tapped into my fascination with politics, fame, and the discrepancy between our public and private lives. There has never been a more... They've propped up Clinton. I've never seen a person who deserved such praise less than Madam Secretary, with praise being heaped upon her. It's unbelievable. Just do it, Democrats. Will you? We got to go through this now. May, June, July. Oh my God. Oh my God. He'll pick his vice president, and then eventually it'll be a two woman. The centennial of the 19th Amendment, they'll have two women. They won't have Tales from the Crypt, Groper man. They won't have a skeleton that loves to, like, touch people in Biden. Multi-decade rumor mill notwithstanding, it's hard to find examples of things. What? It's hard to find examples of things Hillary has done wrong? Why don't you take a survey of the people in Libya and Honduras and Haiti? The false accusations leveled at her range from murky acts of financial malfeasance. Murky. Oh, so murky. Oh, so murky. How millions flowed from Uranium One into the Clinton Foundation. President Obama fails to veto the sale. Clinton's on the Committee on Foreign Investment. Then she used a private server the whole time with top secret and special access program intelligence. Nobody knows how it was transferred onto that server. To persistent suggestion that she mishandled emails when she was persistent suggestions? No, it was actually Peter Strzok's like, erase this. The FBI literally covered up everything. But see, this is another reason why Clinton's becoming president. God forbid, chas v'shalom, no, nominee. Jimbo! If Biden is the cure, then the problem is better. Yes, Jimbo. I like that. Jimbo, Rick, Paul Browning, Rick Bartlett, Jimbo. If Biden's the cure, if Biden's wrong, I don't want to be right. Jimbo. Give my best to everybody at the pub, Jimbo. I just think it's fantastic that a pub in Australia knows who I am. I just think that I am so honored. I think it's fantastic. I just think it's fantastic. One of these days, I'm going to go to that pub. I'll be like, Jimbo, it's me, Jimbo. Multi-decade rumor mill notwithstanding, it's hard to find examples of things Hillary has done wrong. Look, you have to understand. You have to understand something. That another reason Clinton will become, in the United States, it's rare to hear the unfiltered voices of female politicians. What? This is, Clinton literally called, he said that Tulsi Gabbard was part of a Russian plot, and that Jill Stein was also part of it. The two female politicians that she marginalized with the most absurd theories. But this is another reason. Another reason. Jimbo, Paul, and Rick, and everyone here. Webby, thank you. This is another reason. Because they think that Clinton, it's hard to find anything she did wrong. You have to understand, no one's going to be happier on this planet when Clinton becomes nominee. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You know what I'm going to do? I'll just take, I will take that jetpack from Super Bowl 1 and just fly around with a video like, yeah, she's nominee, and then crash into a tree. And there goes H.A. Badman. He celebrated for about 10 minutes flying around and crashed into a tree. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. It is going to be so interesting to see how this unfolds. Bill Abrams the third. Towley will challenge my prediction. Who's Towley? Bill Abrams the third. Thank you. Bill Abrams. I think that the majority of people who voted for her will vote for her again, because you have it's hard to find anything she's done wrong. I mean, really, it's hard to find anything. The Clintons just might have a good marriage. Okay, now we're getting into some real great... In the United States, it's rare to hear the unfiltered voices of female politicians. Unfiltered. Can you put a filter on it? Unfiltered. Gosh, I wanted to hear what Jill Stein had to say, but another female politician said that she's a Russian operative, so what am I supposed to do? This is so great. I love this so much. She has a fiction book written about her the other day. Biden, who knows what Biden is even doing at this moment? I mean, he's banging into a wall like a wind-up toy that just, can't move in any other direction. Oh my God. We got to get this charade over with so I could, we can all just enjoy Clinton again. This is just unbelievable, people. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Bartlett, thank you. Paul Browning, thank you very much, Paul, as always. Fight the good fight of the faith. Timothy 6:12, thank you. Rick Bartlett, thank you. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everybody. Right now, I have... Right now, I have a great segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel. That link is below in the description. Rick Bartlett, Paul Browning, 1 Timothy 6:12. Fight the good fight of the faith. Thank you, Paul Browning. Thank you. Thank you as always, Paul. Thank you as always, Rick. Rick Bartlett, thank you. Thanks, everybody. God bless. To my super chat, thank you so very, very, very much. I will be uploading a segment right now. Bizarro, H.A. Goodman's other channel. Thank you, Eric H526, Bizarro World Goodman. Luke St. Martin, thank you. Thank you, Eric H526, thank you. Go to H.A. Goodman's other channel in 10 minutes, everybody. In 10 minutes, I'll have a great segment up. Go to H.A. Goodman's other channel in 10 minutes. Thanks, everybody.